Now gang, we'll call this part 2 of the guitar refurbish Jackson. And I've rubbed the primer, just warming it up a little bit. As you can see outside, it's yeah, it's raining. Then the Chevy gets a wash. Yahoo! But anyway. So I'm just going to give this a little warm up with my lamp here, and give it some colour, I think. Yeah, might have to do a final prime coat first, I think, just to even up the colours, and then we'll put the colour on. It's probably hard for you to see, but that's coat number 1. And it's called Graphite Mica, that colour. I think it looks alright, pretty good. That's coat number 1. Shouldn't look too bad when it's got a couple of coats on it and some clear. So anyway, I guess I'll come back to you when I've got the clear stage happening, and we'll just have to let this go off for a little bit yet. Well, I've got about 3 coats on there, but if you can see, I don't know if you can see them, but some of that metal flake is really standing up, so I'm hoping that when I get the clear on it, it'll all just fall into place. I usually don't have a problem with that happening. There's a bit of there's a tad of pearl in it, but we'll address that. I think we'll be fine. The clear will take over that. So we're about 20 minutes later, and I'm looking at the finish and I'm thinking, like, for a horrible day, because we're about 17 Celsius here at the minute, it's just not very warm. You can do the translation if you need to find out what that means in Fahrenheit, but I think that's settled down pretty decent. Yeah, I think that's settled down pretty decent. So I'm going to get some clear. I'll put some, I'm going to give it a squirt of clear. Now I'm going to tell you, all this stuff's been done with Rattle can. I'll leave the brand name out, but that was the primer stuff I used. That's the clear that's going to go on it, and that's the colour I sprayed on it. Just kept the can for that purpose, or in case I needed to. Yeah, I'm ready to spray that on. It's pointless. Look, really, for a little job like this, for me, it's pointless to go and buy clear coat, you know, all the stuff that you got to mix up. I got thinners and I got guns over here. I got a couple, you know, I've got a couple of cheapies over there. Got a, what's here, a touch up, you know what I mean? It's just easier, less clean up, and the results turn out pretty good. So anyway, let's just come back in a moment once I've got some clear on it, and then we're going to have to leave it dry for, I think, a week. I'm going to let it go for a week. Last time I did a guitar, I just did it too early, so we'll let this go for a week. And but I'll come back when we've got the clear on. Well, that's first coat of clear. And Jen just came out and said, "Did you just coat that in primer again?" Because you can see how frosty that is. Yeah. Doesn't look like clear. patches here that are kind of shiny. But that's because that guitar was a little warm and we have a coldish day. Well, it is cold. Well, it's not cold enough for a jacket, you know what I mean, for me. But that's what happens because the warm, which was in the guitar, attracts the cold, which is outside, and it makes the clear go hazy for a little bit while it's trying to evaporate. And there's a little run there. You know, that won't be a big deal. This is the clear coat, so this is all going to get rubbed. But I just have to let, as you can see, like this is even coats, and you can see that the haze is going away even while we're speaking about it. It's starting to darken up. So I'm just going to let that flash. I'll wait till all that haze is gone, and I'll come out and I'll give it another coat, and I'll go on with that till I've got about, I think I'm going to try and put about 6 coats of clear on this time, and that's going to give me plenty a lot to sand down to flat. So we'll come back and we've got a few more coats on at least, something like that. Might end up being an all night. No, it won't be all night, I'll tell you now, because I'll let it go and then do it, give it the rest of the coats tomorrow if I have to. But thus far I'm quite happy. She's skeptical, but it'll come back. It'll come back. But that's, you know, when you're using this acrylic, and it is pretty hardy. I mean, you know, that blue guitar that you might have seen in my other video, I did the same exact way, the same brands of paint, other than this one, and that, my friends, is what it's supposed to look like. So we'll see what happens once it all comes back to us. So that's 2 coats of clear. And it looks pretty wicked, doesn't it? I mean, when you look at it, it just looks, what the hell, you know what I mean? It's all just, but it's all to do with the temperature of the day. You know, it looks just absolutely horrible when you look at it like that. That's the clear, it's just gone frosty. But let me tell you, when it comes back to the colour, see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just because that corner's been warmed up. So now's the patience game. Just have to wait for that to go again. Here's another look with a bit of light on. Look at that. You know, and actually, if it kind of came out looking like that, I wouldn't be too disappointed. And like I said, won't be long. It'll be looking like that. Yeah. Patience. I know when you look at that, even though we've got a bright light, it just looks like primer, doesn't it? With a patch here and a patch there, and even around this side. But this is the corner we've been warming for a bit. Try and take the light off you there somehow. And you can see that we're starting to get a nice effect. Yeah, all that hazy, or most of the haziness is gone. So there's still a bit in that corner there. It's hard because yeah, but so I'm going to have to let that go for a little bit longer, and then I suppose I could almost sit you guys here like on the tripod, and you can watch it dry, or I could not. Actually, as it's drying, you can see that the thicker the clear is. As you can see, it's starting to evaporate by changing colour there. But you can see that I use a lot where the edges are. And that's what's going to take the longest. You know, even places like that where there's like, it looks like a run, but it's probably just a little tiny fraction more. Yeah, I like to use it on give it the edges over there as well. Give the edges, they're the ones that cop the beating, so, and they're the ones you don't want to buff through. Here's another look at the haziness of the clear when it's cold like it is now. It's going away. You can see it on the rest of the body now. Just got a bit up there on that corner. A couple of bits, oh, a little bit up in the top corner here. But yeah, it's happening. We'll be patient. Another couple of coats of clear, and that's already one tin, so I think we've got 3 coats on the one tin. I think we've got a half a tin left, so I'll at least get another coat on it, and that'll be plenty when you know, we rub that back in in a week's time. Hopefully I'm patient. Yeah, no, I will be. Birds are tweeting, I don't know why, but I don't know what it is, about 5:30 or something like that. And that's the final coat of clear. I know it doesn't look anything like the colour it's supposed to, but it's a tin and a half of what size was it? Hang on, I'll find out for you. 400 grams. You know, for a couple of bucks a tin or something like that, it's not really not worth even firing up the compressor, you know what I mean? But it's all coming back now, as you can see, and that'll be the final coat of that. And if you do decide that you're ever going to do anything, especially when you're going to be doing metal flake, I guess it sort of goes with anything, whether it's in a can or in a gun. If you get a start, well, especially if you know you're getting towards the end of the can, just stop before that. It's worth throwing that little bit away instead of getting like some horrible, you know what I mean? Unless that's what you're looking for, but that'll be groovy. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, it's coming along. It's doing okay. Frosty spots, as I told you, I could actually go and, I'll tell you what, why don't we? Let's tell you how chilly it is. Normally the old Chevy, hang on, that's a going. Normally the old Chevy, it's probably taken a whole heap of, oh, sorry guys, just sit on top of my spare tyre for a moment. It's usually got to be winter time before we actually get like condensation and stuff coming out the exhaust. But she's been sitting out in the rain all day. I'll give her a whirl. Look at these wipers. What are they going to wipe? I wouldn't wipe your butt. Yeah, looks like winter's on its way. Bugger. So I'll pull the paper out of it now, and I think we're just going to wait. Let's see where we're going with it. Yeah. probably too. It's a darker colour, and with the light on it, you know, that's probably the colour right there. There it is. But yeah, pull the paper out. I'm going to hang it up for a week, I think, and give it a rub. Still got these little ears. It's strange how these little ears just take the longest time to get some heat into, you know. But anyway, we'll come back. Thanks for watching me do a little bit of a guitar restoration on this old Jackson. Good one. We'll see you in we'll see you next time.